I liked Mr. Algram because of like his all-round personality and like how he does stuff. Like with all his notes and his like how he talked to us about all of our lessons, I feel like he was a good teacher and he taught us well. Fridays were always fun with how he like always let us play games about our whatever we were learning, and I just all around liked him about like basically everything.
I'm Anthony, and the thing I like about Miss Aldridge is that she likes the room quiet, and it actually helps kids work in her classroom without the distractions and all the noises.
I really like Mrs. Camp because she always makes math really fun, and she's way too nice for an 8th grade teacher. It's really hard to make her mad. And even if she does get mad, she doesn't like lash out on anyone or anything like that.
I like Mr. New because he pushes me harder, and I just like his class, and he just really gets straight to the point, and I really like him, and I lifted more weights than I thought I could from him.
One of my favorite teachers is Mr. Brown, and I like him so much because he is so helpful, he is so caring, and he tries to help us with everything when we need him to.
I like Mrs. Cooper because she's helping me become a good person. And I like her because I might become like a really smart person one day.
One of my favorite teachers is Miss Schwab because she's sweet, nice, and funny, and she makes people laugh.
I really like Miss Woodcox because, I don't know, she's funny and helpful and helps us with work, and that's it.
One of my favorite teachers is Miss West because she's funny, smart, and kind of pretty.
My favorite teacher is Miss Sirkin because she's funny and she encourages her students.
One of my favorite teachers is Mr. Glynn because I think he's creative with the projects that we do, and he tells funny stories.
One of my favorite teachers is Miss Manship because, number one, she teaches math, which is my favorite subject, and she's really nice. She's funny, and she rewards us for getting good grades on tests.
Mr. Donnell is my favorite teacher because he's helpful and he's really funny.
I think Mr. Esterline is a very nice teacher and a very good teacher because we always play games in his class, and we always get candy if we pass lessons.
One of my favorite teachers is Mr. Welch because when you do papers, you don't do a boring paper, you have it your way, and it's super fun.
What I really like about Mrs. Zimmerman is that she cares a lot about what we do for our future. For instance, she sometimes gets mad at people, but that's just because she cares for our futures.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Schneider because he makes learning fun.
Hello, my name is Prampreet Singh, and I'm Miss Waymeyer. She makes reading fun, and she gives fun stuff to do, and she does a lot of fun things, and she makes writing and reading so fun. And usually I get bored with reading and writing, but whenever I have her, she makes it fun. Thank you.
Miss Ferguson has always been the kind of funny type to make things fun whenever you're doing things in gym. Like, she'll make the weight room funny. She'll try to make everything funny to where you can smile and have fun with it. She can always make you laugh.
I like Mrs. Vaughn's class because we have really interesting books that we read.
I like Miss Pitcock because she always tries to help us, and she is a great teacher, whether in math or in her ELT class. And she is always wanting to help us and make us better people.
I like Miss Irons because she's not boring. She always comes up with fun and creative ideas, and she always gives us cookies in class. And I really appreciate that she's teaching, and she's one of my favorite teachers.
I love Mrs. McGuire so much. She's such a great person. She's helped me come over a lot of things.
I like Mr. Camp because, one, I've never really liked science and he kind of makes it fun, and two, he always gets the class involved and always gives us a chance to have fun and get candy and all this other stuff.
I like Mrs. Marshall because she's really nice, and if there is something going on, she'll help you with it. And when we are in the lunchroom, she helps us get to places and tells us what to do.
I'm Mrs. Honeycutt as a helper because she helps me whenever I need help. I stay after school for extra studying time. She helps me with whatever else I have to do. And sometimes I don't understand stuff and she'll help me.
The reason why I like Miss Garrison is because that we do the weekly quizzes on every Friday, and we get to earn candy if we get like 8 out of 10 or something like that. And I like her because she makes it fun. She's not boring like most of my other language arts teachers, and yeah, that's one of the reasons I like Miss Garrison.
Mr. Reinhardt was one of my favorite teachers because he made learning fun. I remember that he always used to make fun of all the students, and that was pretty funny. He's a funny guy in general. He made Conner Prairie trip fun, and I enjoyed his class.
I like Mrs. Cash because she is very nice, she's very creative. She helps the students learn better choices in the hallway. She helps everybody do the right thing whenever they're doing the wrong thing.
I like Miss Guy because she's straight to the point and she makes all of her classes fun. She makes her labs fun with all the unique creations and work that's put into it. She always lets us have time to study and make sure that we get an A to succeed.
We love Miss Hawkersmith because she's nice and caring.
And she puts a smile on our face every day.
I like Mr. Sutton because he's just a nice, caring person overall. Because he actually looks out for everybody he cares about as well.
Mr. Dean is an excellent teacher and role model. He makes sure learning is fun and enjoyable. I'm new at Greenwood Schools, and Mr. Dean welcomed me with open arms and has been very kind to me from the start.
Ms. Dardini, you're awesome. You're a great helper. You helped me understand many more math facts. So thank you.
Science is one of my favorite subjects, and Mrs. New makes it like really fun. And she's like a really good teacher, and she helps with problems.
My favorite teacher is definitely Mrs. Sutton. She always gives us free days, and then when we don't do free days, she always pushes us to work our hardest.
Mrs. Brinkert, she's easy to talk to, and she's very caring, and whenever I need her or just anything to talk about, I just come down there and I can talk to her, and she's here to listen.
Ms. Burt, you are my favorite teacher and you are good at teaching reading and language arts.
I like Mr. Kalucher because he's really nice and he's a really good teacher because he is really funny and he works hard with us and does anything he can to make us better at what we play as an instrument.
Hey, my name is Rashawn, and the reason I like Miss Language is because every day in math she helps me when I don't understand anything, and she helps me walk through each and every problem.
Miss Webb, you're really nice and you encourage kids to try their hardest.
Mr. Watson always motivates me, and he puts a smile on my face every day I see him. He encourages me to work out.
Mr. Morse is a fantastic teacher because that one time I was stressed and not having a great day, you were super nice to me, and you never cease to challenge me and give me all of the opportunities that I can get. Thank you.
Mr. Rader is a great teacher because he pushes you to do the best you can, and he makes sure that no matter what you do, he gets you there eventually.
What I like about Mrs. Santos is that she's very calm and patient and listens to all her guidance counselor students.
I like Mrs. Lincourt because she's a really good teacher. She lets us work around the room as long as we're quiet, and we can listen to music in her class.
I appreciate Miss Martin because she's always dedicated to cheer, and she's always out there smiling and helping us out with everything.
I like Miss Olivia because she is awesome, cool, she listens to me, and she talks to anyone if she needs help.
Mrs. Hawes is a really nice teacher. She's really encouraging and she's really good at math. She's really sweet and considerate, and she definitely thinks about helping us out when we are stuck on a problem.
A few reasons I like Mr. Osterfeld is because he's a very goofy teacher, and I don't usually like science class. And the way he teaches makes it very interesting. And when he talks, like when we would go over a study guide, he'll talk in a very goofy way, which will make us listen to him.
Miss Cedar is a great teacher because she is very honest and straightforward. She doesn't give us a lot of homework, which is very nice.
Mr. Ellington is one of my favorite teachers because he makes social studies very interesting and will just, I don't know, he'll teach you in a fun way, and he is really loud, so you always know when he's talking, and he knows a lot about history and he loves it, so it is very fun.
Mr. Higdon is like my favorite teacher all the time because even though I got in trouble, he was really nice and what else? He was like a coach, so he kind of understands like we don't have to do that much homework, and he explains it really good. So yeah.
Miss Porter is a really nice and sweet teacher. She always such a sweet guy. She is such. Every day we get closer every day. Our friendship gets even stronger, stronger, and stronger.
Miss Riggs is a really nice teacher. She's very friendly to all her students, and she works very hard with them, and she's also a very great mom.
I like Mr. Beck. He's handsome, smart, talented. He's great work, handsome. He's work, brave, smart, brave. He's handsome guy ever.
I love working with Mrs. Tony and Mrs. Moran because they're so nice and kind to me. They're really great people.
Miss Baker, you are really good at teaching math and you encourage kids to work hard.
I like Mrs. McLaughlin because she's sweet, kind, and cares for other people, and she's aware of everybody, and she's a really nice person.
I like Miss Martinez because she's funny and she is a nice person in general, and she helps me with my work every time. When I don't know a question, she's always there to help me. That's why I like Miss Martinez.
We like Miss Heller because Miss Heller is a kind, sharing, and she's very funny, and basically she just is basically like a part of your family.
I like Mrs. Wadala, and she's really nice and helpful. I like her. She's really awesome.
I like Mrs. Holman because she's very nice and she cares about us a lot. And when we do good, she gives us candy. She's very funny and she's very sweet, but sometimes we'll get on her nerves, but she's still nice to us. So that's why I like Miss Holman.
Miss Grissom is a nice teacher. She helped me with my speech, and she was pretty funny to me and all the students she worked with. And she's a pretty nice teacher, and hope she has a great day.
I like Miss West because she's so nice and she helps you with your tests, and sometimes she helps you like when you're confused on a question. She gives you a hint and really helps you out.
The reason I like Miss Sorrells is because she is really helpful and caring and helps in pretty much everything, like my math, just very kind.
I like Miss Reed because she helps us get our work done, and she helps us stay on task, and she makes sure we get everything done, and when we're done she just lets us have a little free time, and that's why I like Miss Reed.
I like Miss Cookus because she's nice and helps.
I like Mrs. Harvard because she always helped me to do homework and she helps me to translate stuff in my language. And she always gives me reasons to learn in school, and she's fun and she's always there when I need it.
The reason that I like Miss Barr is because she helps me, Jaden, and Tony with our social studies stuff.
I like Mrs. Vest because her projects are very creative and she's very kind. She trusts us so much and lets us go out in the hallway, take videos, be on our phones sometimes, and it's very nice.
Mr. Hoffer is nice and she's helped me.
The reason why I love Mrs. Wise is because whenever I'm in science, she always comes over to make sure that I need help with something, if it looks like I'm struggling, or even if I'm not, just to make sure I'm doing okay. So yeah.
Miss Reinhardt is one of my favorite teachers because she lets me hang out in the IMC and talk to her and Miss Hill, and before and after I'm at the middle school.
I love Mrs. Haas. She's always been very, very nice to us, and she never complains or anything, and she has a very tough job, but she does it very well, and she's very patient and kind and loving to everybody.
I appreciate Miss Stambert because she helps set up athletic events. She's really nice to all the kids, and without her, the sports wouldn't be as organized as it is.
I appreciate Mr. Campbell because every time in a module, he always gives us extra time to finish it, and genuinely, the modules are actually really fun. Building cars is fun, and he's just an all-around really good teacher.
Our nurses here at the GMS Middle School, Jen and Jenny, are both really fantastic whenever I need to go down there. If I'm feeling ill or if I have a really bad migraine, I can go down there and take my medicine. They're always there for us when we need them.
Thank you, Miss Megan from Adult and Child, for being kind and patient and always saying hello to me in the hallway.
I appreciate Miss Bauer because she's really nice, and whenever somebody comes in, she helps them. And I've helped her a couple of times, and she was really nice in that, and she gave really good instructions to help me do that.
Mrs. Hill is an amazing teacher. She's very kind and helpful, and she brings Allie every day to help other students.
Harker is a really sweet guy. I always know he always a smart man. Every time I do not know something, he's done something perfect. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, one time, I always see I had to do something with some child issue, and it's not a good time. Well, at least I kinda know about him.